open it up to any public comment related to items on the agenda. Okay, we will move on to the consent agenda.
Motion to approve the consent agenda items listed below for the York County Office of Children, Youth, and Families.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, on to new business.
Motion to approve a contract between the County of York on behalf of Adult Probation Department and the Cary Group, Atlanta, Georgia, to provide a 4-to-1 behavioral management system to track evidence-based practices outcomes for a total cost of $30,000.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to approve a contract between the County of York on behalf of the Sheriff's Office and Cody Systems, Pottstown, Pennsylvania, to provide a records management system, software, and maintenance for a total cost of $112,247 of budgeted funds for the period of January 1st, 2023 to January 1st, 2026, upon successful terms and conditions negotiations.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to approve a contract between the County of York on behalf of the coroner and FPA Forensic Pathology Associates, Allentown, Pennsylvania, to provide forensic autopsy, neuropathology, and toxicology service. Autopsy fees, $2,300. Neuropathology fees, $1,000 to $3,000. Toxicology fee, $240. Will be paid on an as-needed basis for the period of January 1st, 2023 to December 31st, 2023.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to approve an agreement of sale for an agricultural conservation easement between the County of York on behalf of the Agricultural Land Preservation Department and David J. Schmidt Farm for a 101.783 acre farm in Hopewell Township, York County, in the amount of $247,332.69.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second, and we have our fairly new Director of
Yeah.
Ag Land Preservation joining us today to share a few words.
Good morning, and thank you for having me today. On behalf of the York County Ag Preserve Board, we request your consideration of the following easement purchase by the County of York. This is a county-only easement purchase for the farm owned by David J. Schmidt, located in Hopewell Township in York County. This easement application consists of one tract of land totaling 101.783 acres. In recent years, corn and soybeans have been the main crops grown on this farm. The easement application met all of our minimum criteria requirements. It's recorded in Hopewell Township's Ag Security Area. 96% of the soils on this farm are in land capability classes 1 through 4, and 66% of the easement is available for commercial ag production. Farm has a conservation plan written in 2016 that's being implemented. The farm ranked 5th out of 40 applicants in our 2022 ranking cycle, and Mr. Schmidt has accepted 90% of the easement value. The preservation of this farm will add to more than 4,500 acres of preserved farmland in Hopewell Township, and it'll add to a 6,000 acre contiguous block of farmland down in that region as well. We're requesting $247,332.69 for easement purchase. On behalf of the York County Ag Preserve Board, we respectfully request your approval.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to approve a report submission between the County of York on behalf of the Human Services Department for Human Services Block Grant Income and Expenditure Report for fiscal year 21-22 in the amount of $17,526,424, with prior year retained earnings spent in the amount of $876,240, and a submitted retained earnings plan for fiscal year 22-23 in the amount of $876,321.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to approve a contract between the County of York on behalf of the District Attorney's Office and Cody Systems, Pottstown, Pennsylvania, to provide its Cody Pathfinder Records Management System for a total cost of $29,171 for the period of January 1st, 2023 to December 31st, 2025.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Motion to authorize the Veterans Affairs Office to solicit bids for 33,984 flags for Memorial Day.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Motion to approve a contract between the County of York on behalf of Emergency Management and Bucks County Community College, Doylestown, PA, to provide a maximum of 200 hours of on-site or online non-certification training courses held at the hosting organization's facility per calendar year for a total cost of $13,000 for the period of January 1st, 2023 to December 31st, 2023.
That's 1,300.
$1,300. Thank you, Doug.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Motion to approve a contract between the County of York on behalf of Information Technology Services Department and York Fiber LLC, Vestavia, Alabama, for the last-mile broadband services for the initial services area of New Freedom, Railroad, Glen Rock, and Seven Valleys Borough, upon successful contract negotiations at no cost to the county. This withdrawals the motion with Lit Communities Incorporated that was approved at the June 15, 2022 meeting.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Motion to approve an application to encumber Act 32 liquid fuels tax funds on behalf of the Controller's Office to PennDOT in the amount of $500,000 to be used towards the 2023 Bridge Bundle, which includes Bridge 24, Garvine Mill Road in Fawn Township, and Bridge 65, Strickler School Road in Pelham Township.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Motion to approve Herbert Roland and Grubik, Inc.'s proposal to provide engineering services, including survey, design, permitting, right-of-way acquisition, and construction phase services for the 2023 Bridge Bundle in the amount of $584,500. The 2023 Bridge Bundle includes the superstructure replacement of Bridge 24, Garvine Mill Road over Bald Eagle Creek in Fawn Township, and the full replacement of Bridge 65, Strickler School Road over Kreitz Creek in Pelham Township. These projects are anticipated to be funded with a combination of county's liquid fuels, Act 44, Act 89, and/or the $5 registration fee funds as per the county's Bridge Capital Improvement Plan.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Motion to approve the federal fiscal year 2022 Homeland Security Grant Agreement between the County of York on behalf of the York County Emergency Management Agency and South Central Counterterrorism Task Force, Harrisburg, PA, as a participating county in the South Central Counterterrorism Task Force for the performance period September 1st, 2022 through December 29th, 2025, for a total grant amount of $1,209,043.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Motion to approve a purchase agreement between the County of York on behalf of the Facilities Management Department and Lobar Associates, Dillsburg, Pennsylvania, to supply labor and material to convert a file storage room within the Public Defender's Office into 2 offices for a total cost of $12,582.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Well, there we go.
we go.
Sorry.
It's all right. Motion to approve contract agreement between the County of York on behalf of the Facilities Management Department of Berkshire Systems Group Incorporated, Reading, PA, for the preventative maintenance and inspection services of life safety systems at the York County Judicial Center for the period of January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2025, at the annual prices listed below under a PA CoStarz contract.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Motion to approve a service contract between the County of York on behalf of Facilities Management Department and Vertiv Services Incorporated, Columbus, Ohio, for the maintenance and upkeep for the UPS unit at Emergency Services Center and long-term backup for the period of January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2024, for an annual amount of $46,383, and I would assume 83 cents.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll second the
Typo
motion.
That was an awful lot of periods.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to authorize the chief clerk to execute a renewal agreement between the county's excess workers' compensation insurance program with Midwest Employers Casualty Company for a coverage term January 1st, 2023 through January 1st, 2024.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to approve an agreement between the County of York Board of Commissioners on behalf of the York County Prison and International Association Machinists and Aerospace Workers representing the bargaining unit comprised of employees of the York County Prison, setting wages and other terms and conditions of employment for the period of January 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2025.
I'll second the
I
motion.
have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to approve a service contract between the County of York on behalf of the Facilities Management Department and Vertiv Services in Columbus, Ohio, for maintenance and upkeep of the UPS unit at Pleasant Valley Road for the period January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2024, at an annual amount of $24,657.96.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to approve an extension of the pilot agreement between the County of York on behalf of the York County Assessments Office and Lutheran Social Services of South Central Pennsylvania, now known as Spirit Trust Lutheran. This is a 5-year extension on 4 parcels in Shrewsbury Township, as listed below.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second, and I just want to ask our solicitor, I want to go on the record that these parcels are not a parcel that's related to the village at Shrewsbury, which is closing on January 31st of next year.
That's correct.
Okay. For the record, you can have that on the record. Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I make a motion to approve a tax refund register 2022-20, authorizing payment of $38,222.30.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I make a motion to approve the weekly disbursements for the week of December 14th, 2022, totaling $2,234,118.87.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I make a motion to approve the weekly disbursements for the week of December 21st, 2022, totaling $4,485,584.79.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I will make a motion to adopt the 2023 York County budget, which represents 6.9 mils for real estate tax and includes a tenth of a mil for land preservation and .09 mils for dedicated library tax. The general fund, the special revenue fund, the fiduciary funds, and liquid fuels tax fund budget is listed, and the total amount for 2023 is $693,812,553.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I just want to pause and thank Tyler Cronister, our Chief Financial Officer, Barb Bear, our County Treasurer, Greg Bauer, our County Controller, Greg Munski, our Chief Operations Officer, as well as the department heads and row officers for their engagement in the budget process.
Make a motion to approve Resolution 2022-32, establishing the real estate tax rates for general purposes for the tax year 2023. The tax rate for the general purposes is a sum of 6 6.9 mils on each dollar of assessed evaluation for the sum of $6.90 on each $1,000 of assessed valuation. The same summarized in tabular form as follows, and it's as listed in the agenda.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. On to appointments.
I make a motion to approve the appointment of Tussie Chandra of York to the Community Progress Council Board of Directors effective November 1st, 2022 through June 1st, 2026.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. There were no executive sessions. We move on to other business. We have two wonderful things to share with folks today. So first up is a proclamation, and I'm going to pull that up here. We are joined today by some special guests representing the 1st Marine Corps Detachment League here in York, Pennsylvania. And we also have our stellar group of employees from the prison who are joining us today. The county, this is the second year that the county engaged in the Toys for Tots program, and thanks to our county employees and the efforts of our sheriff's department and the staff at the prison, we delivered 653 toys to the Toys for Tots program. So we are celebrating 75 years of giving today with the Toys for Tots program. So I'm going to read a proclamation, and then after our last meeting, we're going to do a photo with our Marines that are here today and our prison staff. Okay. So this proclamation reads, whereas Toys for Tots began in 1947 when Marine Corps Reserve's Major Bill Hendricks was asked by his wife Diane to distribute a few handcrafted dolls to an agency that supports children in need. When Bill reported back to his wife that he could not find such an agency, like any good wife would do, said, start one. So Bill and his Marine Reserve unit in Los Angeles collected and distributed 5,000 toys in 1947. Seeing such successful community engagement in 1947, the Commandant directed all Marine Corps Reserve units to implement a Toys for Tots campaign, transforming it into a national community action campaign in 1948. During this special season, it is fitting that we recognize, through honor and praise, York County's 4 Marine Corps Detachment Leagues whose volunteer efforts bring great joy to many children through the collection and distribution of Toys for Tots throughout our community. Trouble with mouse here. We urge the members of our community to be mindful of these citizens who have served our country with honor and continue to serve our community as members of the 1st Capital Detachment 521 of York, Boot Marine Detachment 441 of Hanover, the Patrick William Milano Detachment 299 of New Cumberland, and Leatherneck Square Detachment 1386 of Dillsburg. Now therefore, we the Commissioners of York County, Pennsylvania, do hereby bestow our deepest appreciation to the Marine Corps and Toys for Tots program. Through your toy collections, you strengthen the quality of life for thousands of children in our community. Given this day in York in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania on the 21st day of December in the year of our Lord, 2022. So thank you. Happy birthday. I don't have a voice, so I'm not going to sing happy birthday. But we are joined today by Commandant Vanzardi, who is going to share a few words.
Thank you, ma'am. 75 years ago, we didn't think it was going to get this big. It is national. Any place you see a Marine, you're always going to find a Toys for Tots box. We seem to have them with us wherever we go. We also do cash donations. If you'd like to share, that's fine. This year alone, we had Santa on the Bridge, which brought in thousands of toys. We had the York County prison system. I've never seen a 6x look so good. And I've spent months in the field waiting for those trucks to show up. But with their lights and their sirens, it was fantastic. Everybody enjoyed it. We have, here in York County alone, anything that's collected in York County stays in York County, the money and the toys. Now, I will loan some to Lancaster every now and again, or to Gettysburg every now and again, but we make sure that we even Stevens it at the end of the season. We have, at this time of the year, given out 33,000 toys, just this season alone, and we're not done. We probably have about 15 to 20,000 coming back in. We're still collecting, as you can see. If you see the boxes out in town, please feel free to donate. If not, just go on our line, on our emails, on our Facebook pages, and find one of us. You'll see us in the red blazers or the red covers. I happen to be the commandant this time, but as you can see, we have 2 or 3 past commandants sitting up here. They've all been up here year after year after year. Some of my people in the warehouse are in their 80s, and the commissioner can attest to this. They've been down there and they've seen them, 83, 84 years old, and they're still bagging and tagging toys to make sure that the kids in York County get what they want. This year, the Marine Corps League Foundation, as far as Toys for Tots go, is looking to do residential placements also. Kids that are in placement, they need Christmas just like everybody else does. If you can get a toy from a corrections officer, every kid should deserve to get a toy. The cops have been down there bagging and tagging, the firemen, the EMTs, school teachers, even students are coming down. The president commissioner was down this year bagging and tagging. I've seen Commissioner Hoke down there last year bagging and tagging. So we have lots of people that help us out. You're always more than welcome to come down, give one of us a call. We'll gladly use your services. Count to 10. Put them in the bag, stack them. The kids are waiting. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, Commandant, for 4 more weeks. Right, 4 more weeks. So let me switch back to the agenda here. Okay. We also have some additional special guests here today. It's always nice to welcome back former President Commissioner Susan Burns. It's nice to see her always. And we have Ann Kunkel from Wellspan, but they are both here today representing the Pleasant Acres Endowment Fund, and they have a presentation that they are going to give to our stellar Director of Area Agency on Aging, Mark Shea. So I'm going to turn it over, I think, to Ann.
Thank you so much for having me today. You know, one of the things they say to really assess a community, look at how well they take care of their young and their elderly. So glad to see in the presentation today the work being done around Toys for Tots in our young generation and the work we've been doing at the Pleasant Acres Endowment that was established when the county sold the Pleasant Acres home to Premier. We established a fund and set up an advisory board to oversee that fund, and I'm so pleased today to be able to share how we are utilizing the funds from that endowment. We are presenting a check today of $20,000 to the Pleasant Acres Auxiliary. This will allow the auxiliary to take care of the most needy at Pleasant Acres and Elm Springs, to help them with holiday gifts, and personal items, and things that they might not be able to take care of. It's like haircuts and different things like that that really just improve their quality of life. And then $10,000 is being presented to the Area Agency on Aging to help them in the community provide support to our most elderly. And so we're really appreciative and thankful to the commissioners for establishing this, for Susie, for her leadership in establishing the endowment fund, and just I'm really pleased to be able to advance the work that we've been doing.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ann.
If you all can stay to the end as well for a picture. Okay, I'm going to open it up for any additional public comment. If I could have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of adjourning signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned, and we will move on to Salary Board.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the December 7th, 2022 Salary Board meeting as submitted.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. So open up for any public comment. We'll move on to another, motion number 4.
I make a motion to approve the positions, salaries, hours of work, and fringe benefits as provided by existing collective bargaining agreements or as set forth in the York County Employee Handbook or York County Policy Manual for the following departments and row offices as stated below, with no additional benefits or concessions left otherwise noted, and there is listed in the agenda.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. There was an executive session of the Salary Board that was held on December 19th, 2022, for the purpose of discussing general personnel matters to include discussion on salary modifications, job description reviews, and reclassification reviews related to the Clerk of Courts, Human Services, the Public Defender's Office, Ag Land Preservation, and 911. The Salary Board discussed and received information and advice regarding such matters. The Salary Board did not adopt any policy, procedure, or take any formal action on such matters. Any items upon which action has been requested would be included as motions on the agenda. I'll open it back up for any public comment. If I could have a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of adjourning signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. And we are done. So thanks, everyone, for joining us. We do not anticipate having a Commissioners' meeting next Wednesday, so we wish everyone a happy, joyous, and safe holiday season, and we will see you in 2023. So thank you.
Take some pictures.